All right. All right. Well, that might be a little bit too loud. Testing. That might be a little bit too loud. Testing. Mm. Oh yeah, I could definitely hear it through the fucking through the phone. Do I turn the game? I'm still figuring out these fucking volume controls. Anyways. Do I turn the game? I'm still figuring out these fucking volume controls. Anyways. Yeah, though that turn the phone down. Oh yeah, phone's at max volume. Definitely turn that shit down. I don't want to hear myself all the fucking time. Actually, let me turn my volume down just a tiny. All right, turn it down one, so we'll be good. Anyways, hello, welcome. I don't know who's here. Two people. Welcome to my return to streaming. After I don't even. Well, when was my last stream? Was it when Black Ops 6 came out? I did the campaign. Yeah. So like November? Yep. And a lot of shit has happened since then. Quite a little bit of shit has happened since then. But we're back. Um and we're back doing Madden. And we're going to do the relocated fantasy draft. Now, if you guys remember, I think this is actually right before I streamed Black Ops 6. I did a relocated season 0 playoffs video because I told y'all that I did a entire season of fucking relocating teams and putting people in random places. Well, I didn't put them there; the AI did. But like, I did that, and I just watched a whole season. And yes, I watched every single game. Why? Don't ask why. Because I was bored. Um, but I was like, like this is. There were plenty of entertaining games that you guys didn't get to see. You only get to saw the. You only get to see. You only saw the playoffs. And quite frankly, one of the best games you got to see was the Super Bowl between the St. Louis Sentinels and the Rio de Janeiro Riverhawks. But you never got to see the story of how they got there. So, it wasn't really too much going on, but that fucking ending is still insane. Like, I went to go watch that back. Fucking insane. It's on my YouTube channel if you want to watch it. I would recommend muting if you don't want to hear my fucking voice. Understandable. I don't even like hearing my voice through this phone. Anyways. So it was so good that I had to, do this back, but I had to stream every single bit of it. How am I going to schedule this? I still have... I kind of have an idea. But there was always going to be a planned date of when I wanted to do this. And the date starts... Like, the season starts next week, technically. Because that's when it ends. It's a week before the NFL season starts, which is kind of crazy. But yep, we're going to be in the long haul for this, starting with the fantasy draft. Now, you'll notice, if we're talking about relocation teams, we're not talking about the actual Madden teams that you see on here. And you're probably wondering, well, why aren't these Madden relocation teams in the draft? Well, when you're in franchise mode and you want to relocate teams, but you do a fantasy draft first, Unfortunately, you got to get through the draft before you relocate all the teams to their respective places. So, we got to do that first, and this is gonna be a long one. I mean, you're probably not gonna stay here the entire time. Like, let's be real. But oh, I got a new follower. Account created March 14th, following since March 15th. Okay, well. OnlyFans creator? Okay. Okay. Anyways, back to this. So, this one's gonna be a long one. Because if I remember, I did the fantasy draft last year. It was a fucking long time. Like, I think I started it around this time, or it was like 10 o'clock. And it went to 10 o'clock the next day, or like a little bit before that. Just continuous. So, this one is going to be a fucking doozy, for sure. Like, to the point where, like, I'm probably only going to be commentating, for like 3 rounds. Yeah, I want to say 3 rounds because that's when we get like the top, like that's where all the top stars, like, you know, you get like the first 100, you know. That, you know what, that's what we'll do. We'll do the first 100. So what is it? 32, 64, 96. So then just 4 picks into the 4th round. I will be not commentating anymore, or at least around that area, and this will be a no commentary stream. But the draft will still be going on. It'll probably be going on through the whole night. I don't know how I'm going to do it. The screen on the Xbox will most likely dim. So that's a problem for you guys to handle. Because I don't know how to deal with that shit. Maybe, like, you know, if I'm more popular on Twitch, maybe I could do like a 24-hour live stream or some bullshit like that. But yeah, we're going to go through like the first round or so. And, you know, I'll probably, like, talk a little bit, talk about, like, what's been going on in my life and what I plan to do in the future for streaming. But I think I've covered everything. I covered the schedule. Oh, no, I didn't cover the schedule. I said I kind of have an idea. And that kind of idea is, like, what I plan on doing is... Well, I want to have it on Saturday and Sundays. And usually they have the schedule set up where, like, you have the left side of games and the right side of games. What I plan on doing is doing the left side of games on... Well, actually, it can't be Saturday because I have work now. Yeah, I changed shifts. So I will be streaming Sundays, Mondays, and Tuesdays for the most part. Or, like, sometime after work. I don't know. I don't know, depends on what I want to do. But, like, it will probably be, like, Sundays the first set of games, then Mondays the next set of games. And that'll be a full week. That's what I plan on doing. But next week, I want to do... I want to have the first 2 games be on a Friday. Because if I'm not mistaken, I haven't even tested the franchise stuff out for this game. But I know... you have that Brazil game, and then you got, obviously, the season opener. The season opener was on Thursday, and the Brazil game was on Friday. So that's 2 games I could play in one day. I mean, if I'm going off the actual NFL schedule from this past year. So yeah. So yeah, that next week we'll probably have 2 games Friday as, like, the season opener for the relocation series. Oh, the teams. So, even though the relocation teams are not in play here, I did put up a cheat sheet on my Twitter. That's the same handle. Or my handle's in my Twitch bio. I don't know if is it Miles of Smiles or is it still Smiles? I think it's Miles is Miles. You'll see it in my bio. But yeah, that's basically a cheat sheet to show you at least the logos of the teams that of who they're relocating. And judging by the team's logos, you can kind of get an idea of where they're gonna go. But I'll be saying along with this draft. But yeah, that's everything. That's everything covered, I believe. So now, well, first off, let's look at the actual draft itself. So originally, I wanted to do like a draft where it goes like the NFL, where worst to best. Worst picks first, best picks last of the round at least. This will, I believe, I just want to make sure that this is a snake style. If it's not, I'm gonna be so fucking mad at myself. Yes, snake. Okay. Whew. Yeah, I copy straight everything from Madden 24, so we're good. But yeah, so fuck, what was I even saying? Oh yeah, snake style. So originally I wanted to do it like worst to best, but like unfortunately Madden doesn't have that thing, so we're just gonna have to base it off random. And the first pick of the draft is the Minnesota Vikings, who will be turning into the Omaha Bulls. Omaha Bulls sucked last year. I think they were the second worst team in the league. Some would say arguably worse because they actually got beat by the worst team in the league, which is the Eagles, who will be the Dumlin Shamrocks. But it kind of makes sense that they're the number 1 seed or the number 1 pick in the draft. Followed by the Panthers, who are going to be the Houston Oilers, the Bucks, who are going to be the Orlando Orbits, the Lions, Anchorage Huskies. I'll be going by the teams. I'll be saying the team names as they go. But I want to find it. I find it funny how like a bottom 5 team were last year the Memphis Dreadnoughts. I mean they're now going to be the Memphis Blues because that name makes more sense. I just switched the names of the Brooklyn Blues and the Memphis Dreadnoughts, so now it's going to be the Memphis Blues and the Brooklyn Dreadnoughts, and they're going to be changed divisions, all that shit. Anyway, it's not important. What's important is the Steelers are going to be the Memphis Blues in the AFC North, and they were a bottom 5 team, and they are dead last in picks. But that's actually good for them because they actually get a second pick right after that one. So who am I to say what is right for the draft? But yeah, we're just gonna let the AI pick who they want to pick in order from, like they'll probably do based off of like their scheme, but take overalls into account. Without further ado, enough of my fucking blabbing. Let's get this draft going, shall we? Minnesota Vikings are on the clock. The Omaha Bulls, I believe, had a lot of key pieces. They had Travis Kelce, Deebo Samuel, but they didn't have a very memorable defense, obviously. And their quarterback was Desmond Ridder, so you could see, why they did so terrible. But we got the first overall pick in the draft going. Who's going to Omaha? I mean, I have a feeling who it's going to be. And if this skips the pick, I'm going to fucking lose my shit. Alright, and the number 1 pick is Lamar Jackson. Ooh! Lamar Jackson's going to Omaha. Ooh! Woohoo! Last year he was on the Toronto Snowbirds, who were a very disappointing team. People thought that they were going to be you know, at least division winners, but to no avail. Who won their division? Oh, it was the Canton Tigers. The Canton Tigers, who were, were the Cleveland Browns at first. But now it's the Carolina Panthers, who are going to be the Houston Oilers. And you're probably wondering, well, wait, that's the NFC South. Why are the Oilers in the NFC South? They should be in the AFC South. Good question. Don't ask it again. But basically, the Oilers, well, because it's more international now with the relocations, and I kind of wanted to make the AFC like it's the American Football Conference, so it's based off of the Americas. So you got your Brazil teams, and then you got your Mexico team, and then you got San Antonio, because I want that feud between Mexico and San Antonio and stuff. But anyways, the Houston Oilers were trash too, but they started picking it up middle of the season. So they had Kenny Pickett, but who are they going to pick next? Joe Burrow, the number 2 pick. Joe Burrow heading to the Houston Oilers, not the Carolina Panthers. Don't even worry about that. Don't even fuck around with that. Joe Burrow last year was on the Orlando Orbits, who also were very disappointing. Actually, they're probably one of the most disappointing teams. They had Christian McCaffrey, Devontae Smith. Their offense was fantastic, but yet they couldn't pull out wins for some reason. All right, so Lamar... Actually, I thought Patrick Mahomes was going to be the number 1 pick for sure, because he was last year for the Oakland Redwoods, who, they were the Las Vegas Raiders. But, wow, that's very interesting. Lamar to Omaha, and Burrow to fucking... Hey, anyways, speaking of Orlando Orbits, Tampa Bay Buccaneers are up next. They were the Orlando Orbits. Like I said, very disappointing despite all their fucking key players. But they got the number 3 pick. This is gonna be interesting to say the least. The number 3 pick. Oh, wait, we got to pick. Oh, Josh Allen! Josh Allen, Mr. MVP. Going to the Orlando Orbits. I mean, it looks like he's dressing in red, but he's actually going to be dressing in straight blue. Blue and white. Again, he's a Buffalo Bills guy by heart. So, naturally, he has to go, to the Orbits. He was on the Vancouver Lumberjacks last year, on the Denver, who were the Denver Broncos, and they were disappointing as well. I mean, they had a few key pieces, but ultimately a very forgettable team. But now, Detroit Lions get the 4th pick. They're going to turn into the Anchorage Huskies. Last year, they had Jalen Hurts and James Conner and Pat Freiermuth, and those were really the only key players that you need to think of. Talk about them. This was a run-heavy team, and needless to say, didn't really do so well. They were very middle of the pack. But now that they're so high up on the board, this will be very interesting to see where they go. All right, Detroit Lions. Oh, I couldn't see the name fast enough. I just noticed, the last one. They actually put the name. Oh, there we go! Patty Mahomes! Now, Detroit fans, picture this. Get a load of this picture. Fucking Patrick Mahomes in a Detroit Lions jersey. Could you imagine? But anyways, no, he's gonna be heading up north. Way north. To Alaska. Oakland Redwoods again. He was on the team. Pretty good team. However, playoff Patty Mahomes didn't really activate as much as he does in real life. But now it's on to the San Diego Chargers, who are the first playoff team to get picks. And first playoff team to get this high of a pick, I should say. San Diego Condors. for their team. Obviously, they're going back to San Diego, but they're more like, you know, a Condors, because first on there. Last year, that team had Kyler Murray and George Kittle and a bunch of offensive players, even some defensive as well. And they lost to the division rival, the Elks. They lost to division rivals in the divisional round last year. So here's hoping they can actually pick up a piece that will get them past that hump. Oh, and they go with, personally, in my opinion, an upgraded Kyler Murray. Jalen Hurts going to the Chargers, a.k.a. the Condors. You love to see it. Wow, just think it. He was one away from getting picked by the Huskies again. Could you imagine? But anyways, Jalen Hurts, like I said, was on the Huskies last season. Next up is the Cardinals, who are going to be the Albuquerque Desperados. You want to talk about the most boring team. Like, sometimes they shock you, but then the other times, like, it just wasn't even worth a watch. They had, like, C.J. Stroud, Stephon Diggs, which is funny because, you know, they're actually a duo. You know, there were a couple of duos that were, you know, on the fantasy draft that actually ended up playing in real life. But very not great season for Albuquerque. I think they sneakily were kind of picking it up, but no one cared. No one cared. And by no one, I mean I didn't care. All right, so who are the Cardinals going to pick up? Oh, I saw who they're going to pick up. Brock Purdy moving across the border. Last year, he was on the Mexico City Golden Eagles. But now he's going to New Mexico. And he's going to be a part of the Desperados. I'm sure he's kind of happy to see that, I'm not going to lie. All right, so now we have the LA Rams coming up. They were the Sacramento Nighthawks, who were actually a very, very good team last year. Had Deshaun Watson, you know, Diddy Watson, Tyreek Hill, and a bunch of great offensive players and great defensive players too. But lost in an upset to the Austin Armadillos, who came into the playoffs with a losing record. So, you know, I don't know how you even respond to that. But we're about to see how they respond to that. Sacramento Nighthawks. Last year, they were definitely my team that, like, I didn't want to win. So, it'll be interesting to see who they pick. I didn't even see who they picked. Ooh! Super Bowl quarterback Justin Herbert. Why does he have his hair back? Why does he have his hair back like he's about to put on a fight? So you know, funny enough, he's going to the other LA team in this game. But Justin Herbert, Super Bowl quarterback for the Sentinels. That is a definite improvement for the Nighthawks. Speaking of the Sentinels, here they are. Chicago Bears turning into the St. Louis Sentinels. Obviously, Super Bowl winning team, the #1 team in the league last year. And they fell with 40 seconds left in the game. 30 seconds left in the game. No, was it 40? It was 40. And in just 2 plays, they just lost the Super Bowl. It was a very devastating loss for the Sentinels. But unfortunately, Justin Herbert not going to be on that team. So we'll see who they pick up now. They obviously have to go with a new quarterback. So who will that quarterback be? Oh. And the Sentinels select Jared Goff. Jared Goff. Goff going to the Bears? Oh my god. That would be fucking... Detroit would riot. But this ain't Detroit and Chicago. This is the Sentinels. Jared Goff was on the San Juan Wizards. So he'll be back in the States for sure. Kind of middle of the pack season for the San Juan Wizards, but they were in the most closely contested division. Like, it was contested between, like, 2 games. Oklahoma City Bisons are up next. You know, formerly the New Orleans Saints. My bad. So New Orleans Saints going to be the Oklahoma City Bisons. They had Russell Wilson as their quarterback. So, forgettable season, to say the least. Good colors, though. I actually do like their colors. And I do like how they're kind of the same as the basketball team, OKC. So that's funny. But who are they going to pick? The number 9th pick overall. And they pick the Rookie of the Year, Jaden Daniels, going to Oklahoma City. Everyone getting their elite quarterbacks out the way. You know, it's very... Obviously, this is the strategy because you want to get your elite quarterback, and then you could just build around him with the pieces of this whole draft. I don't know what the fuck I'm saying. Anyways, Green Bay Packers. Going to be the Louisville Thunderbirds. They made it to playoffs in Wild Card Weekend, but they lost to the Austin Armadillos as well. Last year, they had Gardner Minshew, who was kind of having a season. I'm not going to lie. Kind of having a season. Also, CeeDee Lamb was on that team, but really, he didn't really get any touches, for being honest. Like, really, kind of was a non-factor on that team, but it didn't matter. It got them to playoffs. But maybe that's what they needed to get over the wild card round. But we'll see who they're going to pick at the number 10 spot. I mean, I feel like I'm not really going to say anything about my fucking past or what's been happening to me the past couple months, but it is what it is. And do my eyes deceive me? They don't actually pick a quarterback. They pick defensive back, defensive player of the year, Patrick Surtain. Very interesting. Very interesting. So, the Louisville Thunderbirds, the first to pull the trigger on not picking up a quarterback. Instead, they pick up a cornerback. Very interesting, to say the least. I mean, this would definitely help them defensively, for sure. Oh yeah, that controller dying is going to be an issue. Anyways, Jacksonville Jaguars, they're going to be the Mexico City Golden Eagles. Yeah, you thought they were moving to London? No, they're moving to fucking Mexico. And they were pretty bad. Pretty bad with Brock Purdy. I believe they had Bijan Robinson as well. And Amari Cooper, which makes no sense why they did bad, but, you know, they were in the division of the Super Bowl winners and 2 playoff teams, so, you know, kind of makes sense, but... Oh, wow. So, wait, what? They don't even show... Okay. They don't have an animation? They just go with the top... They just go with the top fucking... 10 will come out? Okay. Well, number 11 is Justin Jefferson. He was on the Montreal... not the Montreal Monarchs. The Montreal Mounties last season with Bryce Young. of all people. But now he's going to be going to Mexico. He'll be going straight south. Going straight from Canada to Mexico. Next is the Washington Commanders. They were the Paris Steamers, who were the second best team in the league. But then ultimately fell flat on their face in the wild card against their division rivals, the London Black Knights. Had Tua Tagovailoa, Joe Mixon, Cooper Kupp. They had some defensive players I can't name off the top of my head, but they were really good, really good. But Justin Jefferson being the first wide receiver picked up in the draft, and they pick it up by Mexico. So who's Paris gonna pick up? First European team. And they pick up the second best wide receiver in the draft, Jamar Chase. Jamar Chase going to the Paris Steamers. That's incredible. He was on the San Juan Wizards, I believe. Yeah. But next is the actual worst team so far in Relocated history, the Dublin Shamrocks, who formerly the Philadelphia Eagles. They had Daniel Jones as quarterback. No further explanation. I mean, they did have Myles Garrett at defense, and he showed signs of life for the team. But for some fucking reason, like, this team was straight booty cheeks. Well, I know one of the reasons. But them having the 13th pick, maybe they'll learn their fucking lesson. The next team that's going to pick is going to be interesting because they're the Super Bowl champions, the Rio de Janeiro Riverhawks. Season 0 champions. All right, Dublin picks Sauce Gardner. The second defensive player this draft, and they pick up Sauce Gardner. Interesting. They don't go with the quarterback. I mean, they kind of really should. Because, I mean, you don't want a repeat of happening last year. I mean, Sauce Gardner, he could be, the best defense. I mean, this could be another Myles Garrett situation, so you don't even know. You don't even know. But up next, the Rio de Janeiro Riverhawks. The Riverhawks. Led by Matthew Stafford last year. And even though they went 10-6 throughout the season, they were number 1 in the AFC, and they somehow ended up going to the Super Bowl, and they beat the Sentinels, who were on a 12-game, 13-game win streak at that point. So, yeah, interested to see what the Super Bowl team picks. Nick Bosa. Oh, now let me tell you, the one player that they had last year that actually helped them a lot was Micah Parsons, the edge rusher. And look at that. The first edge rusher drafted in this draft is drafted by the Super Bowl winning team. And they're picking up one of the best edge rushers in the game. So, early favorites for a repeat? Who knows? Anyways, 49ers, formerly the Monarchs. The Melbourne Monarchs. I remember this team was very good at the start of the season. They had Kirk Cousins, Alvin Kamara, and Aaron Donald. And I think they started 5-0, and then they just fell off a cliff. So yeah. Oh yeah, and also some coaching changes have been made, but we'll get to those later. We'll get to those later. All right, but let's see who the Australians pick. The Melbourne Monarchs at the 15th pick select Miles Garrett. So they get their defensive guy back. Very highly rated. I mean, he's not. Was Aaron Donald an edge rusher, or was he just a lineman? I actually, you know, being a football guy, I don't fucking know. Anyways, the Texans were the San Antonio Pioneers. They had a pretty bad first half of the season, but they started picking it up with Mac Jones of all people. But picking it up, they did, and they actually were kind of close to making playoffs, but I think that whole conference was so closely contested. I mean, if the AFC East was the most closely contested division, it was the most closely contested conference. Because there was like 2 or 3 wins separating that whole conference, and you know, in the AFC East, there it literally came down to the last regular season week. But Aiden Hutchinson heading to the San Antonio Pioneers. All right, well, Toronto Snowbirds are up next, formerly the Baltimore Ravens. Formerly had Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry and a few other talents that everyone thought was going to make far, but led to be very disappointing. Very disappointing. All right, well, let's see. We're halfway through this first round. So it'll be interesting to see. The presentation was nice the first 10, and then, you know, they just got fucking lazy with it. Micah Parsons, we talked about him earlier. Difference maker for the Rio de Janeiro Riverhawks. But now he'll be going. He's considered a linebacker. That's very interesting. But he's going to Toronto. He'll be going from Brazil to Canada. God, if this travel schedule if this travel schedule actually fucking existed, there would be no more league. Like, I'm sorry, there would be no more league. You would have to pay these guys like double the money they're getting right now. Anyways, Buffalo Bills. They were the Montreal Monarchs, like I said. They were led by Bryce Young and Justin Jefferson. They were kind of close. They were part of that AFC East division that again was closely contested. Came in 3rd place though, behind the Brooklyn Blues and the eventual winners, my team, the Virginia Beach Voyagers. But who will be going to the Mounties? The Montreal province? Yeah. I was going to say state, but it's a province. Sea D Lamb. They trade one wide receiver for another. Hopefully he'll get more of a chance on this team than he did on the Thunderbirds, despite the fact that they were a playoff team. Not a lot of targets for CeeDee Lamb. So it'll be interesting to see what they do with him. But now we're on to the Bengals, who are going to be turning into the Columbus Caps. Geno Smith and DK Metcalf, another duo that's a part of the same team, or at least they were last year. But this time they were in Columbus. They were actually very close to making playoffs too. But again, I think they got beat out by the Canton Tigers in their division, and I believe they ended off with 8 or 9 wins, something like that. So just close, so close but so far. And you're probably wondering, well, why aren't the Bengals, the Tigers, and the Browns Columbus? Because Cincinnati is closer to Columbus, and I just based it off of that. So the Browns are the new Tigers. And yeah, Canton Tigers, closer to Cleveland. So suck on that, whoever's fucking asking. All the 0 fucking people asking. Trent McDuffie, defensive back, going to the Columbus Caps. That'd be interesting. Who was McDuffie on? I think he was on that London Black Knights team. The London Black Knights, who they're coming up in after this one. One of the best, like, I think they were second place in terms of total defense. And I believe they were behind the Sentinels. Trent McDuffie was part of that team, so not the Sentinels, the Black Knights. Up next, the Titans, formerly known, or they're going to be known, as the Buenos Aires Aviators. Buenos Aires, was, in my opinion, was they were the most lucky team. They made it the playoffs. They made it all the way to the division round too with Will Levis. Oh yeah, and it's also funny because he got drafted to the same team that he was on last season, so very interesting. But 20th pick, going to the Aviators. Who's going to be their top star on the team? Jalen Ramsey. I believe he's on the Dolphins in real life. I forgot what was he on the Steamers? I can't remember. I don't really remember the defensive players. I'll be honest. I'm more of an offensive guy myself. But yeah, he'll be going to way down south to Buenos Aires, going to Argentina to play for them. Up next, we have the Dallas Cowboys, who will be turning into the London Black Knights. Obviously, one franchise team turning into another franchise team. You know, clearly London, the big favorite to even be a football team in the NFL nowadays. Some say the Jacksonville Jaguars are going to be that team. That, you know, the IRL relocation. London Black Knights, very good defensively, a little bit different offensively, but they did pretty good offensively sometimes. They had Justin Fields, Aaron Jones, and yeah, it was, you know, it was kind of fun watching them. Sometimes. I think more later in the season it was more fun watching them. But let's see who's going to go to the Brits. Tyreek Hill, formerly a Sacramento Nighthawk. He goes from one divisional round team to the other, just, you know, on different sides of the bracket. But Tyreek Hill, I mean, very, very interesting to say the least. I think he was like one of the highest rated ones last year, so I think his stock kind of went down, but I mean, 21's. I mean, he's still picked in the first round. Is no slouch. Up next is the Seattle Seahawks, aka the Portland Antlers. Portland Antlers had Jordan Love on their team last season, and really, it's the only team. I mean, it's the only person I know on that team. I'll be honest. I can remember off the top of my head. Very middling too, to say the least. I don't know if the Monarchs did worse than them or if the Antlers did better. I don't know. But, I mean, they're obviously looking to improve their middling season. Obviously, new coach. So, let's see who that coach picks for their number 1. C.J. Stroud. Obviously improved from the last season. Was on the Desperados. Again, like I said, very boring team. Like the most boring team. But he's going to Portland to play for them, so we'll see how that goes. Next up, the Kansas City Chiefs, aka the Salt Lake City Elks. AFC Championship contenders. Unfortunately, couldn't get the job done. They were early favorites to win the entire thing, to win the Super Bowl. They had Derek Carr, Saquon Barkley, few other wide receivers that could, and they also had some like a very great defense as well. But unfortunately, couldn't get it done in the end against Rio, who ended up being champions. So let's see who the Elks decide to pick up now. Oh, that's also very interesting. Have not seen Saquon Barkley picked up yet, which is crazy because isn't he like a high overall in this game? He's got to be first round, right? He's got to be first round. Nope. Okay. So this is the first instance. The first instance of a team picking someone they had last season. Amon-Ra St. Brown. I couldn't remember a receiver until it showed up right there on the screen. Amon-Ra St. Brown returning to the Salt Lake City Elks. No new team for him. He's staying right there in Salt Lake City. He's probably the most happiest. Like if the scheduling was real, Amon-Ra St. Brown would be the most happiest because he don't got to go anywhere now. He's settled in. Next up is my team, not the Patriots. Fuck the Patriots. It's the Virginia Beach Voyagers. Last year had Dak Prescott, and he had his moments of disappointment. But their defense was stellar. Keenan Allen was the star wide receiver. And they won a bunch of comeback games. I'm not going to lie. And they ended up winning the division, and they were number 2. Unfortunately, they lost in a wild card, but I'm even proud that they even got to that point. But let's see who the Patriots pick. Or, fuck the Patriots. Let's see who the Voyagers pick. All right, let's see. Come on, please. Please be good, not Dak. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. Also, I like how we get a presentation for this. What the fuck? Jordan Love is our quarterback for the Virginia Beach Voyagers. One love. See, get it? One love. Oh. I don't even know if I would have been better with Dak Prescott. If we're being completely honest. Why did they give us fucking Saquon Barkley? What the fuck? Anyway, it's the Jets. They're going to be the Brooklyn Dreadnoughts. Last year, they were the Brooklyn Blues, spearheaded by Aaron Rodgers on offense and Dexter Lawrence on defense. Came close to making playoffs, but they lost that final game of the season to the Virginia Beach Voyagers. and their season ended just like that. Hopefully not anymore, though. Fucking Jordan Love? Jordan Love? I mean, Jordan Love's not terrible. He's not terrible, but like... Like, what are we doing? We have a new... Oh, yeah, we have a new coach. Gerard Mayo. Gerard Mayo. So, the Jets, or I should say the Dreadnoughts, pick up Baker Mayfield, who was on the Memphis Dreadnoughts last season. So, he will be donning the same team in a different location. If that makes any sense. So he's going to be a Brooklyn Dreadnought. Speaking of a New York team, we go to New York Giants, but they will be relocating to the Tokyo Dragons, or they relocating to Tokyo to become the Tokyo Dragons. Last year, they had Anthony Richardson and David Montgomery as their offense. Defense, I forgot who they had some key players on defense too, but they made the wild card, but ultimately a kind of disappointing team. That was the Anthony Richardson sometimes got hurt, and then Hendon Hooker would come in and he would show out. So I do love how Jordan Love just got the fucking treatment on the 24th fucking pick. But anyways, let's see who Tokyo picks. Who will be going to Japan? Max Crosby, who is I don't think he's a linebacker. I don't think he's a linebacker like Micah Parsons. But Max Crosby heading to Tokyo. Up next, we have the Oakland Redwoods. The Oakland Redwoods, last year spearheaded by Patrick Mahomes, DeAndre Hopkins, again, another team that was actually partners in real life. They had Mark Andrews as well. Defensive guys, again, I can't remember some of the defensive guys. But they made it to the wild card, but they lost to divisional rivals Salt Lake City Elks. So, unfortunately, that first-round pick last year, gone to waste. Hopefully, the Omaha Bulls will actually take advantage of their quarterback. But the Raiders now get the Raiders get the 27th pick, but they're going to be the Redwoods. The Redwoods get, yeah, see what I did there? They're going back to Oakland, but they're going back as Redwoods. I don't know if it would have the same, like, I don't know if Redwoods would have the same appeal in Oakland. But anyways, Jair Alexander. Wasn't he on the, what the fuck was he? What team was he on? Oh, he was on the Packers. He was on the Packers. But they released him. That's why I remember him from. I think he was on, last year he was on the Austin Armadillos. And that's exactly the team who is picking right now. Atlanta Falcons turning into Austin. Made it to the NFC Championship game off a losing record. Actually almost beat the Sentinels. If you really think about it, which would have been mind-boggling. I think this was back when I was like threatening to turn off the stream if like the game, cause I don't know, it was kind of a bullshit game. But anyways, they had Sam Howell last year. Not really a great quarterback, but hey, he surpassed expectations. So hopefully they'll pick up someone that will surpass expectations as well. I mean, well, it's still the first round, so they're gonna pick up someone good, I would hope. And they do. TJ Watt. Again, another... I don't think he's a linebacker. I think he flexes as a linebacker, but like the way they... I don't fucking know. No Saquon, by the way. Still no Saquon. Interesting. But anyways, Denver Broncos. They're going to become the Vancouver Lumberjacks. I said earlier they had Josh Allen. I think they had Josh Jacobs as well as running back. But they couldn't get shit done. Like, they're another very disappointing team. Elite quarterback didn't mean shit. Defense was ass. They had really no weapons on offense other than their running back. But, like, they're running... even their offensive line, they really didn't do that great. So, let's see. Let's see who they're going to pick. And they pick Tua Tagovailoa. Tua making the trek to Paris all the way to Vancouver. Man, that's a long travel. Oof. But was on the Paris Steamers last year, and he did tremendous as well. Actually, league MVP last season. So, Vancouver, you know, they're still going into their bag with MVP quarterbacks, but, you know, you got to have the weapons around them. Now, thankfully, this is snake style, so they will get the pick in the next 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. In the next 6 or 7 picks, whatever it is. Anyway, next is the Canton Tigers. Formerly the Cleveland Browns. They made playoffs. Trevor Lawrence was their quarterback, but got injured halfway through the season for the entirety. So they relied on Malik Willis, and he got into playoffs, but there was some controversy because they could have had the number 1 seed, but they decided to sit out their players. And they ended up losing wild card anyway. Why they still have that coach? I have no idea. Well, I have an idea. It's because the game obviously registers them as the coach. Derek Stingley Jr. On the Texans in real life. Going with a more defensive approach. Very interesting. Very interesting. Next up, Miami Dolphins. Second to last pick of the first round. San Juan Wizards. Again, they had Jared Goff and Jamar Chase and all that. In my opinion, they probably have the worst uniforms, if we're being honest. They probably have the worst uniforms in the whole league. Like, I get it. It makes sense, like, with all the stars and stuff. Like, I just don't like it. I just don't like it. I'm not a big fan of it. Alright, who's going to be the 31st pick in the overall fantasy draft for the Relocated series? A.J. Brown! A.J. Brown is going to the Dolphins. Or he's going to the Wizards. He's going to Puerto Rico. And finally, we have the Steelers, who get the last pick in the first round, but get the first pick in the second round. So they're going to have 2 picks back-to-back. This could be very beneficial for them, actually. Last year, they were the Memphis Dreadnoughts. Worst team in the league. Did I call them the Brooklyn Blues? I don't even remember what I just fucking called them. But they were the Memphis Dreadnoughts last season. Utter donkey cheeks. Utter donkey cheeks. They had a fun offense, but like fun but not frisky. I should say that. But now they're the Memphis Blues. Now that they changed a whole, I mean, well, they didn't really change colors. They just changed from blue to like more blue instead of like blue to yellow. But anyways, let's see who's going to be the final pick of the first round. We're 1 round, 53 to go. Yeah, I'm definitely not going to be staying up for this shit. Y'all can have fun. Hello? Hello? What the? Wait. Who the fuck did they pick? What the fuck? What the fuck? You draft board. Hello? I like, can I go VOD check? Can I go back in the VOD and see who they picked? Let me resume because I don't want time. What? Can I not see who they picked? Oh wait, league transactions. Boom. It signed Marlon Humphrey. There we go. Alright, Marlon Humphrey, a defensive back, I'm assuming, right? So the Memphis Blues sign a defensive player. I was gonna say. Damn, that shit zipped by so fucking fast. Yep, defensive back. Well, they got their eyes on another pick right now at the start of the second round. You know, I got a plan for what I'm gonna do when I tell my story. Oh. Dak Prescott goes on the team he beat last year, technically. The color-wise. Color and team name-wise, not location-wise. The team he beat last year to make it to the playoffs. He goes to the Memphis Blues. Still no Saquon. Where the fuck is Saquon? So they got their top defensive guy and their top offensive guy. At least they get to build around Dak Prescott. So we'll see how that plays out. We'll see how that plays out. Was it Dak like a 99 overall? Like, was he like the first few picked? So kind of a fall off for him, not gonna lie. All right. Anyway, back to the Wizards, and they pick up Fred Warner, middle linebacker. I believe he was on the. Was he on the Steamers? Chase Young was on the Steamers, I remember. But next up is the Canton Tigers. They get their next pick. So yeah, the schedule will probably have the first 2 games of the regular season uh, on Friday. Or maybe no, it'll be Saturday. You know what? Yeah. That'll make more sense. So Saturday, we're gonna have the 2 games, and then Sunday we'll have one half of the games, and Monday we'll have the other half of the games. 6-minute quarters, so they're not gonna be long games. Now, will I do commentary on all of them? Probably. Josh Hines Allen. Well, not the Josh Allen that they expected to pick up. But hey, like he's still pretty good. It's funny because like Josh Allen got picked up in that exact same spot on the board as Josh Hines Allen. Okay. All right. But yeah, I'll do 2 games Saturday, and then from that point forward, unless like the schedule is kind of off, like I know those Thanksgiving games are gonna be off. Which is funny because the Thanksgiving games rely basically on, well, they rely on the Cowboys really, but it's going to be like either in London and they're facing a NFC East team against cities that all cities that don't matter on Thanksgiving. So I find that kind of funny. But unless weeks like that happen, it's going to be Sunday, Monday for the most part. All right, let's see the Lumberjacks. Jalen Johnson. Okay. Still no Saquon, but I would assume Saquon is going to be on one of these teams. Hopefully. I mean, he is in the game, right? Like, I'm not losing my mind. Anyways. I just find it funny how Patrick Mahomes would be technically on the Detroit Lions. That's funny as shit. But hey, the Huskies might actually have a shot now. They drafted one of the best QBs in the NFL. I mean, they did last year, but they just did not do great. But Patrick Mahomes, he could work miracles with the team that's around him. So, I mean, look at the 2023 season. You'll see what I mean. No great wide receiver on that team. Armadillos. Let's see who they pick. I think the time gets shorter the longer this draft goes on, because it gets to a point where it's like, okay, we need to hurry this the fuck up. Denzel Ward. Okay. Yeah, see, now we're at the point where we're getting defensive players. And now people who have missed out on the quarterbacks, they're going to have to suffer with less. As far as like my actual like streaming schedule going forward, I guess I'll tell this now while this draft is going on. But basically, you know, I do want to get back into streaming. I just have a hard time like committing to it as much as I do. I mean, I have a lot of games I still like. I own games that I have not even played yet. I paid for them, and I have not even played yet. And I want to do it on because in a way, I was kind of waiting to do it on stream, but then I stopped streaming for a while. So hopefully, I'll get back into those games. Like I think I want to play Star Wars Jedi Survivor. There's the Dead Space remake that I want to play. There's a couple other games as well that I want to get into. Anyway, the Redwoods. Devontae Adams. What team was he on last season? He was on the Pioneers. Devontae Adams moving to the Redwoods. If Saquon Barkley gets picked here, that'd be funny as shit. But anyways, yeah, like I want to try and do a more consistent streaming schedule because I got nothing going on in my fucking life right now. So at this point, like I'm just gonna start streaming like whatever I play. You know, I've been really grinding. Cause here's the thing, like I haven't been streaming, but I've been playing a lot, mainly Black Ops 6. I'm already Master Prestige. I think level 200 or something like that. And like I've just been playing a fuck ton of zombies. I mean that shit is fun. I've also dabbled in a few other things as well, like mainly games to get 100% in and stuff like that. Probably there's some I wish I could have streamed, like Escape Academy when I did that with Joe. Fun as shit. Yeah. Some games I won't stream. Like I'm not gonna stream all the time. Like I'm not gonna stream like games I'm just fucking grinding in. But you know, games that like I know are gonna be fun, and wait, who's gonna be picked? AJ Terrell. How the fuck is this guy? Who? Let me look at something here. Let me look at something here. Am I like... No running backs. Okay, I was gonna say overall grade. Derrick Henry's still available. Yeah, oh yeah, Derrick Henry yeah, obviously would be like... Speed rate, strength rate, agility, acceleration, awareness, development trait, scout. Oh, no, go back to scout. Jerome, I mean, I guess. We're not gonna see running backs for a little bit. Right? I mean, well, I don't know, because they were overall 99s and 98s. I guess they're just trying to like build their to make sure that their defense actually has good fucking defense. And the Dreadnoughts pick up Roquan Smith. But yeah, it's I definitely want to get back into streaming more. And now that I have a new job, yeah, funny enough. Well, it's not a new job. Well, it is a new job, but it's just in the same place. I just got promoted. Go me. Your boy is salary for the first time in his life. Woo! So obviously, you know, I'm a grown-up now. So clearly, like, I would have, like, I'm gonna have more money, obviously. But, like, hopefully I can, like, save up, get, like, a PC, and actually really invest in the streaming. Hopefully I get to that point. But for now, it's just streaming through Xbox on this cheap mic. And not doing Stream Manager through my phone. Alright, anyways. I don't want to make my selection. All right, let's see. Voyagers, come on, come on. We got a quarterback. We gotta pick someone. I didn't see. Who was that? Christian Gonzalez? Wait, what? Okay. Okay, so now we find with the first backroom cutscene. Christian Gonzalez, actually a part of the Patriots in real life. Now he's going to be a part of the Voyagers in the game. Okay, like not a terrible pickup. If we get Saquon, I swear to God, I'm gonna lose my shit. Or Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry, Howard, he didn't do good last year. He didn't do good, but was Derrick Henry a 99 last year? I can't remember, but yeah, your boy got a new job. You know, in a way, that's kind of why I was taking a break. Well, there were a couple reasons why I took a break. One was because of the new job, because I was trying to focus more on, you know, my work, and you know, dealing with the dramas of work every fucking day, especially at the fucking position I was at. Oh my god, terrible. Got a Discord call from Joe. Anyways, the Elks picking up Trey Hendrickson. Aiden Hutchinson was their star edge rusher. But now, the former Bengals, well, now no longer Bengals, he's seeking a trade. Trey Hendrickson is going to be a part of the Salt Lake City Elks. And now we got the Portland Antlers up next. But yeah, there's the job and dealing with the dramas of that, and there was a lot of drama, like unnecessary fucking drama. Then there was the others where, like, you know, I'm currently living in an apartment, but unfortunately I share that apartment with my sister, and I can't be too loud all the fucking time because she's just gonna come in and interrupt me and all the time. And honestly, I don't want that. So like, I've been kind of focused on saving up to find a place to live on my own for the first time in my fucking life. But yeah, it's just really a lot of focus on outside stuff. But it kind of sucks because it felt like I totally gave up the streaming. Oh, who'd he pick? Mike Evans, formerly on the Dreadnoughts with Baker Mayfield, who was also a duo. But they're gonna be split up this season. Fuck, where was I? Yeah, just a lot of focus on outside stuff, and I felt like I was giving up on streaming. Like my graphic designer, I haven't really been communicating with her a lot, and I feel super bad about that. I feel super bad. Like she was doing good work for me, and like she was desperately just trying to find work, and I was like, I couldn't give it to her because I'm not really planning on streaming anytime soon. Like I wanted to, just for, like, you know, because I felt bad, but like there's nothing I could really do, and you know, it's been a while since I talked to her. Like, I hopefully, like, she still gets on and she still does graphic design. Actually, and I do hope that, you know, her life got picked up, you know, outside of graphic design. But I still need to get in touch with her if I'm going to get back into this, because, you know, I got to have my thumbnail person. Who's this? Danielle Hunter. He was on the Voyagers last season. Now on the London Black Knights. But yeah. So I'm back now because in a way, this was always gonna be a thing I was gonna stream no matter what. Because if I missed out on streaming this again for another year, and then I did next year trying to stream, it'd be like, well, what's the point? Like, if I technically classify last year as season 0, why would I do this season 1? What am I gonna do? Season 0.5 this year if I didn't stream it? Like the fuck? So yeah, this was always a destined date to go back to stream. I wish I would have came back to streaming a little bit sooner, but it is what it is. I'm back now, and we're gonna get guaranteed streaming every week because of this game alone, but also other games as well. All right, the Aviators get Terry McLaurin. I believe he was on. Yeah, what? Yeah, he was on the Aviators last year. Scary Terry going back to the Aviators. I believe that's the second team that has picked up a returning player. And funny enough, it's a wide receiver. And it's the best wide receiver on their team. Alright. Caps are up next. My phone is going to die. Yeah, once the third round ends, we're gonna get to the fourth round because we're gonna do commentary for the first 100, and then we're gonna stop commentating, but keep the stream going just for everyone to see all the picks. However, my controller will die eventually. It's gonna happen. It'll probably it won't be long when it happens, and you'll probably also have a dark screen as well. So you probably won't be able to even see the players. Sorry, I can't do anything about that. I'm sorry. But I do want to keep the stream going just so people can see who gets picked up. Jalen Carter going to the Columbus Caps. Still no running back. This is actually asinine. Oh, there's Jonathan Allen. Where are the halfbacks even? So, so what round? So, like, 6th round? They're not even considering about taking a fucking... Bruh. Yeah, they're planning on picking up someone 4 rounds from now. So, in the 6th round, that's probably what we'll start seeing. We'll start seeing halfbacks get pulled up. Now, one thing I can guarantee you, guys, you will not see punters, kickers, or fullbacks even picked up. They're going to go in as undrafted free agents. Jesse Bates III going to Montreal. Is that the first safety that's picked up? It is. I wonder if we're going to see Brian Branch. Just skipping that. Should I skip ahead? No, you know what? No. I'm not going to skip ahead. No, I want that authentic draft feel. You know, a draft where it takes a literal non-stop full 24 hours to do. Oh, let me plug in my phone before. Alright, well this will be the halfway mark through the second round of the draft. To the Snowbirds, Tristan Wirfs. Now, if you want me to be completely honest, I think the middle, like the middle area of the picks, is the worst place to be. Because it's just as equally as long as, you know, like it's as, I mean, well, I don't know. Depends on how you look at it. Because like it could be a bad thing, but it could also be a good thing, where you know your picks are like as even as possible out. And then you could say it's a bad thing or a good thing for like you know the Blues. You know they picked Marlon Humphrey and Dak Prescott. That's a good thing because they get 2 picks right off the bat, so they can pick one after the other. But now they have to wait until round 3 where they pick last. So they got to go through 62 picks before they make their next pick. Actually, that might. I don't know. That might. I would say that might be worse, but it depends on the mindset. Like, cause you know, I did my fantasy draft. Oh yeah, that's another thing that happened. Dexter Lawrence II, star defensive tackle for the Blues last year, going to the Pioneers this year. Anyways, what am I gonna? Oh, well, okay. I actually can't. Well, I actually don't know. If I gotta split it, I have. If I gotta split it, then I gotta split it. But I probably will do like the top 100, and if I can't upload the full draft to YouTube, then I'll just do the top 100. Just do like put that on YouTube, but I'll keep streaming for the whole draft here. It's funny how I'm figuring out what to do while in this draft. Came totally fucking prepared. But it is what it is. The Monarchs. Stephon Diggs. Going to Australia. Alright, Super Bowl champions up next. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. These three rounds are longer than I fucking thought. Man, if only there was like people in the chat I could actually fucking talk to during this time to make it less miserable. Instead, I had a freaking OnlyFans girl. Fucking wrong site, honey. Let's see. Oh, Jeffrey Simmons. Jeffrey Simmons being the other right edge rusher for the Riverhawks. Interesting. Alright, well, we go from the best team to the worst team. Let's see how the Shamrocks. Let's see how they're gonna pick. Is it bad I already forgot who the first round picks were? Also, I closed down my Twitch app. Who did they pick? Derek Brown. What team is he on? I mean, I can see what each team picks, right? Yeah. Yeah. So the Shamrocks going with a defensive approach. Be funny if Lamar and Derrick Henry got on the same team again, just this time in Omaha. 3 different teams. You got Baltimore, you got Toronto, and then you got Omaha. Lamar just loves the cold states. He loves the cold states. Is Baltimore considered a cold state? Yeah, I think Baltimore should be considered a cold state. Yeah. I mean, it is in the AFC North. So, alright, Paris Steamers, what you got? Oh! The best right tackle in the league. One of the best offensive linemen in the league. Penei Sewell on the Steamers. He's headed to Paris. Why was I looking? Oh, he's on the Panthers. Oh, no comment on that. All right, who's next? Mexico City, the Golden Eagles. Yeah, definitely after the 3rd round, I'm going to stop caring. Definitely after the 3rd round. Now we're just kind of like going through this last round is going to be like going through the fucking motions. Kyler Murray. Kyler Murray, congratulations. You're headed to Mexico. The San Diego Condors quarterback headed down to help out the Mexico City Golden Eagles. Hopefully they become a playoff team. Still no fucking Derrick Henry or Saquon Barkley. Alright. Who are Louisville going to pick up? Who are the Thunderbirds going to pick up? Brandon Ayuk. Honestly, I forgot even this guy existed. He got injured so... Was it early on in the season? I mean, it was kind of early on. It was kind of like halfway. More towards the halfway point. Going to the Thunderbirds. What team was he on fucking last year? Was he on the Black Knights? I think he was on the Black Knights. Alright. The Bison. Jesus Christ. Marshawn Lattimore, funny enough, going to the Saints, even though it's not the Saints anymore. He's going to the Bison instead. Alright, St. Louis Sentinels. We'll see, we'll go to the transactions to see who they've picked. Man, there's really nothing fucking else to talk about. Wrestling, I haven't been watching wrestling for like... Like, yeah, I know they got like WWE is popping right now, but I don't know, I just haven't been watching it. Puka Nakua is a St. Louis Sentinel. Ooh! I believe he was the offensive rookie of the year. If I'm not mistaken. What team? What the fuck team was he on? Oh, he was on the Oilers. As shitty as the Oilers were last year. Let's see who they are. So Jared Goff is going to be throwing the Puka Nakua. Oh, nope, don't quit. Oh, that's going to be a deadly combo right there. Back in St. Louis? I don't know. Are they back? I mean, they probably have to... They need their defensive guys, though. Because as you can see, these guys are already picking up all their defense. No, healthy medium. Healthy medium. Pick up one offense, one defense. know what the actual strategy is for doing like an actual fantasy draft like this. Jordan Mailata going to the Nighthawks. I'm gonna ask one of my friends to see if he can get on the stream so I could we could find shit to talk about. Who's next to Desperados? Oh shit, my phone isn't even fucking charging. Oh my god, yeah, this is something for sure. Should I just end it early? No, I'm not gonna end it early. Devonta Smith, the offensive player of the year last year on the Orbits. Now going to Albuquerque. Very interesting to say the least. It's too late. It's kind of too late to order some food right now. I mean, I kind of don't want food. I kind of do, but I kind of don't. It's a weird, you know, it's the classic food conundrum. You know, I wish the timer would just get somewhat shorter. I forgot what rounds they start actually, like, decreasing the time. Because right now it's long because it's, like, the first couple rounds, but, like, it'll be, like, 45 seconds. It'll be, like, 45 seconds each round because they're like, okay, now we kind of just want to end it. L'Jarius Sneed. Who, you know, was a great defensive player on the Chiefs, but now just, like, a non-factor. You know, it's funny how, like, the Chiefs do this thing where, like, they build their players and then they send them off to other teams just to, like, I don't know what the reason is. I don't know what the reason is for that. Like, just to, like, give them opportunities, like, elsewhere or some shit like that? I don't fucking know. I mean, again, what do I know? I'm just a fucking schmuck watching football and the Chiefs going 15-2. Anyways, well, here's the Lions. Oh yeah, there's also no trade. So like this is gonna be straight like snake. Everyone's fucking, you know. Yeah, no trades, no nothing. Not even during the season. I think they actually go through automatically for the next season. Cause I know I do. Oh well, hold on. After this pick, Garrett Wilson. So you're gonna have the duo of Patrick Mahomes and Garrett Wilson in Alaska. Damn it, he's out and about. My friend says he's out and about. Whatever the fuck that means. Alright, I turned up my mic just to see, like, if I ever go back in the recording, I'll see how my mic is. Like, I could hear it. I could barely hear myself through the phone, and my phone was like at, where is it? Not even halfway. But now I can clearly hear myself. Alright, Orlando, who are you picking? Alex Highsmith. Right outside linebacker. Oh yeah, so like I think the time it goes from like 1:30 to like a minute, and then it goes to 45 seconds. Because at that point, you're just drafting people who are going to be like your backups, or like your defensive back B, defensive back Bs, your defensive back threes, and your wide receiver threes, maybe your fours, backup QBs, like backups basically. Like I said, you'll never see a punter or a kicker or a fullback. You won't even see a fullback position in the game. Like, you will see legit either just backup running backs or backup tight ends become fullbacks. It's funny because, like, there's a rule in the postseason where, you know, the teams that make it to the postseason get to sign one free agent for their worst position. And for most of the, some of the teams, it was either like kicker, punter, or fullback, just because they didn't have the fullback position, and they just gave it to a tight end who didn't really do that. Nico Collins is on the Oilers. Joe Burrow and Nico Collins. Very interesting. I believe Nico Collins was on the Armadillos last season. Alright, well, here come the Omaha Bulls. Who is going to be on the team with MV3 Lamar Jackson? Chief viewers, yeah, shut the fuck up. Ban. Fucking spam ass bot. Making their account literally yesterday. I come out of the fucking woodworks and so do the bots. Ain't that some shit? Oh yeah, I forgot. I forgot. We can't fucking see who gets picked. Tariq Woolen. Interesting. So a defensive player for the Vikings, but hey, they get to pick again though. Well, I mean, yeah. Again, the Vikings get the curse, but they get the better end of the deal because they get the highest overall in the game, which is Lamar Jackson. But then they have to go through 62 other people or 62 other picks. All right, start of round 3. Come on, Omaha. I really should just skip it. Well, hold on. Let's see this pick. George. Oh. Oh. Oh my God. Are you kidding me? It just sounds like I ejaculated on the stream right now. But like, you got Lamar Jackson and George Kittle on the same team, bro. You got the best tight end and the best quarterback in the game. Omaha is like they've already improved. They have already improved. Alright, let's see the skip ahead of the draft. Next user pick. Oh, don't do that. I thought it did like. I know last year you were able to like either skip to the next pick or yeah. But I don't want to do that. I didn't do it. You know, yeah. I need to stick with my guns. I didn't do it last year. I'm not gonna do it this year. I literally. Well, I didn't watch the whole draft, but I let it run the entire fucking time. And I'm gonna do it again this year, but Devin Witherspoon. What about without a spoon? Devin Witherspoon going to the Oilers. I would definitely see like the top 4 teams. Like so, the Bulls, the Oilers, the Bucks, the Bulls, the Oilers, the Orbits, and the Huskies. We're gonna when it gets down to the picks, we're gonna see who. We're gonna see their team in the league transactions just to see like where they're at, you know, since they got their first picks. All right, the Orbits for their 3rd round, they pick Cooper Kupp. Oh my goodness. I got it. I know we said we were going to see it later, but hold on, where are they? So the Orlando Orbits have Josh Allen, Alex Highsmith, and Cooper. The combo of Josh Allen and Cooper Kupp. Cooper Kupp's getting thrown to by MVP quarterbacks. Oh, don't quit. All right, Patrick Mahomes and Garrett Wilson. Who's joined Patrick Mahomes and Garrett Wilson in Alaska? Yeah, this is me regretting going 3 rounds. Maybe in the future, like once I have a following, maybe I could like actually find these first 3 rounds enjoyable. Shit, if it ever gets to a point, if I have a lot of people, maybe. Uh, oh, oh no! Oh no! what was that? What was I saying? Before I even get to it, you know, if it ever gets to a point where like I have a lot more people, then maybe I could go through more rounds and it'd be more enjoyable. But anyways, Saquon Barkley finally gets picked up. Oh my God, where if Tej could only show up right now. Oh my God. They have Saquon Barkley, Garrett Wilson, Patrick Mahomes. Give them the trophy. Give them the. Oh, this is exciting. Oh, see, this is why I love the relocation. It's a fantasy draft. It's a like an actual like fantasy draft of all these pish posh wish wash of fucking teams, and I love it. The Huskies are overpowered as shit right now. They have a like I would say a top 20, top 15 wide receiver, elite fucking quarterback, and possibly the best running back in the game right now. DJ Moore going to the Condors, though. Alright, I'm gonna be back. I gotta go take a piss. But holy shit, the Huskies, they're tired. They're tired of being labeled as a running team, so they're gonna actually be good runners. Oh my goodness. I'll be back. I'll be back. Alright, back just in time. Greg Rousseau on the Desperados. How's that team looking out? Well, actually, we can look at each team, see how they're gonna be. So let's look at the Chargers first. So they're gonna be the Condors. So they got DJ Moore, L'Jarius Sneed, and Jalen Hurts. DJ Moore and Jalen Hurts, if he actually throws the ball. But he has a star wide receiver. So he didn't have that last year. He had a star tight end, but that was about it. So Greg Rousseau, Devonta Smith, and Brock Purdy. So Brock Purdy and Devonta Smith in Albuquerque. Yeah, you're seeing a lot of the quarterbacks and who they're mainly going to be hooking up to. Or who they should be hooking up to, because I mean, if we got another Gardner Minshew and CeeDee Lamb situation, then I fear for any fucking team that has to go through that. Any wide receiver that has to go through that. I mean, they made playoffs, but still. Oops. Jalen Waddle on the Sacramento Nighthawks. He was on the Armadillos last year with Nico Collins. Oh my God. Like, the two wide receiver twos that can be wide receiver ones. That's crazy. But the Nighthawks. Let's see. So Justin Herbert and Jalen Waddle on the Nighthawks. With Jordan Mailata. Whew. Whew. Alright, this will be the final time we look at the Sentinels. See what team they're dealing with right now. Oh, I just realized, like, if I ever get, you know, Twitch famous or some shit like that, we could do a thing where, like, I do a thing where, depending on how much you donate, I stay for one extra pick or some shit like that. Something like that. Deron Bland on the Sentinels now. So if we look at the Bears again, we already did before, but they got their defensive player. They got Deron Bland on the defense. And then you got the Jared Goff and Puka Nacua connection. Whew. Amazing. 5-year, $100 million contract. Just for flinging the ball. Yeah, I can already tell, like, this is gonna be such a riveting fucking VOD review. Just me talking to myself in a draft with no music, because I can't have the music on because of fucking copyright. Alright, let's see the Bisons and who they're gonna pick. I can't. No. What's that first name? I knew who Madubike is. But what is that first name? Ninamdi Madubike. I'm probably butchering the fuck out of that name. I'm still mind blown. But anyways, let's see who they have. Jane Daniels, Rookie of the Year, and they have Marshawn Lattimore and Madubike. Okay. 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 I mean, so far they haven't given Jane Daniels a single weapon, so this might be a Commander season all over again for him, unfortunately. Yeah, and I also find it funny how, like, even though Derrick Henry is ranked higher than Saquon Barkley, the first and only halfback picked so far. I mean, I guess it just has to follow the scheme. And there we have Sam Darnold. There's your QB for Louisville. Sam Darnold. I believe making his, like, starting QB debut. See, so the Packers, they have Pat Surtain, the best defensive back. Then they got Brandon Ayuk and Sam Darnold. So Sam Darnold to Brandon Ayuk in Louisville. I also wish there was a way we could just relocate before the season, because, like, it's cool to see all the logos up there. That's another thing I do. I do, like, a little, like, what if thing after the season ends. So what I do is I take the draft class that is going to be, you know, the actual draft class that's coming up. And I like to see like all the teams on the draft board, like all the relocated teams, and pick who they think is good based off their scheme. And then what I do is I like simulate the season by like the actual minutes. Like I adjust the minutes accordingly, but I simulate the season all the way up into the Super Bowl where I actually watch that. Charvarius Ward to Mexico City. So wait, hold on. Did we see Patrick? Yeah, we did. So let's looky here at the Mexico City Golden Eagles so far in the first 3 rounds. So they got Justin Jefferson, Kyler Murray, and Charvarius Ward. Not a bad team. Not a bad team. You got the best wide receiver on the team. Decent, very good defensive back. And you have a decent quarterback. Not the best quarterback, but you know. All right, Paris. Finish off strong. Does Paris even have a quarterback right now? Oh, they do now. Bo Nix in Paris. Nix in Paris. I can't believe I just thought of that fucking nickname. Please don't use that nickname. But we have the Nix in Paris. Yeah. Oh my God. We have Bo Nix as the quarterback, throwing to Jamar Chase. And you got Penei Sewell as a right tackle. Oh my God. I wish we could see like the overall rankings for each team after the draft ends. Dublin, I think they've gone like full defensive. They have not picked up a single offensive guy, so we'll see who that's going to be. Yeah, Bo Nix replacing Tua Tagovailoa. And the Super Bowl winning QB gets demoted. Matthew Stafford headed to the... He goes from Rio to Dublin. Goes from Super Bowl champ to worst team in the league. But hey, who knows? Maybe the Dublin Shamrocks can be, you know, that team again. Or again. They never were that team. But let's see. Let's see. So they have Matthew Stafford, Derek Brown, and Sauce Gardner. So Matthew Stafford don't even have his weapons yet, but he's got the defense looking pretty solid so far. And speaking of, it's funny how they all connect to Rio, to this pick. The Colts, a.k.a. the Rio de Janeiro Riverhogs. Super Bowl team, who are they picking? Man, that's funny as shit. Matthew Stafford getting the fucking worst team. He goes from, yeah, hey, you won a Super Bowl. Congratulations. Now you got to build up this team. I mean, it's a good thing he's starting from scratch because holy shit. I also want to do a thing where, like, I wanted to, like, whoever won the Super Bowl gets to pick their highest rated player. But anyways, Drake May is replacing that said Matthew Stafford, Super Bowl quarterback. Drake May on the Super Bowl winning Rio de Janeiro Riverhawks, rookie quarterback, drafted, was it second or third round? Or third overall? I think it was third overall. Third overall in the draft, and he's going to Rio. He's going to Brazil. Drake May, Jeffrey Simmons, and Nick Bosa. So he doesn't even have weapons. But he's got a pretty good, solid defense. Drake May has potential to be one of the greatest quarterbacks. Not the greatest quarterbacks, but like one of the all-time greats. You know who I haven't seen? Caleb Williams. That's kind of sad. That's actually kind of sad. Well, speak it into fucking existence. Caleb Williams is going to Melbourne, Australia, to be a part of the Monarchs. Jesus, I can't fucking talk to save my life. What team are they? Jesus Christ, why am I like blanking on 49ers? So Caleb Williams to Stephon Diggs while they have Myles Garrett. Okay. Do I think Caleb Williams is an improvement on Kirk Cousins from last year? Most likely. Still no, like, I mean, other than Saquon, you still no running backs. Still no running backs. All right, San Antonio, the Alamo. DK Metcalf. Also, I haven't seen Geno Smith either. Let's go to the Texans. I mean, I could have gone the other way and would have got there faster. So, DK Metcalf, Dexter Lawrence, Aiden Hutchinson. So they got two defensive players, Aiden Hutchinson and Dexter Lawrence. Oh my god. That's nasty. You can't just do that to them. And then they got DK Metcalf. But they don't have a quarterback. And that's the halfway point of this round. God, already like we're not even like close. We're not even close to seeing these full teams. I mean, it's really. I mean, the later rounds also determines like who's gonna have the most potential. Like, you know, who's gonna round out their team to become the best team. You know, who would have thought that Tyler Lockett, Traylon Burks, and then there was, who was the other one? Rashad Bateman. A team of Tyler Lockett, Rashad Bateman, and Traylon Burks ended up being the best wide receiver combos. And for the Snowbirds, the Toronto Snowbirds, they get Deebo Samuel. Deebo. So they got Deebo, Tristan Wirfs, and Micah Parsons. No quarterback though. So I mean they were gonna regress. they were gonna regress regardless because they had Lamar Jackson. All right, let's look. Let's see who the Mounties are gonna pick for their 3rd overall. I mean, theoretically, we could go to like a 4th round and a 5th round, and we'd probably still know all the players. But I'm not fucking waiting. I'm not staying on that long just to fucking. Like, we're already what? We're almost 2.5 hours into this of just watching the draft board and just talking. Derwin James Jr. Strong safety. Is this? I think I mixed it up last year, where I said short safety, and it's actually a strong safety, I think. Oh, I forgot to look at the team. Montreal's happy now. They're on them. The Mounties happy now. Hey, hey. We. So Derwin James Jr., Jesse Bates the 3rd. Oh wow! So they got a safety. They have a full safety fucking like team right now, and then CD Lamb. The classic, don't have a person to use his weapons. They have the weapon, but no one to use them. All right, Columbus Caps. Who you got? Creed Humphrey, a center. I believe he's the first center picked up in the draft, and he's picked up. Wow. Oh, he's a Chief. That's why. Alright, so he's in the Bengals. So they got Creed Humphrey at center, Jalen Carter at left edge, and Trent McDuffie. Defensive back. So, damn, they're kind of like, they're taking from the Eagles and the Chiefs a little bit. Funny enough. Still no quarterback, still no wide receiver for that team. So I don't know how the fuck they're gonna handle that shit. They're probably gonna get the fucking brunt of the quarterbacks. They will probably have someone like a Daniel Jones or like a Will Levis, Mason Rudolph. I don't know. Isn't Mason Rudolph on the Steelers now? Brian Burns. Oh, I was thinking of Brian Branch. He's the safety. But Brian Burns going to Argentina to become an aviator. Let's look here. Oh, it's the Titan. Brian Burns, Terry McLaurin, and Jalen Ramsey. So they might have a similar issue with last year. What was their thing? I think it was like, oh, okay. No, I know. It's the Aviators, they were so bad at offense, but their defense was so good that it would literally bail them out for all this time. And the only reason they even made playoffs was because of the draw that they got. Fix my mic. Alright, London. See who's going to be on London. Kyle Hamilton. So, how does that... I mean, that's got to look pretty good defensive. I think they've... Have they only drafted defensive players? Kyle Hamilton, Daniel Hunter... Oh, no, and Tyreek Hill. Oh, damn. I didn't even realize that was the Cowboys that drafted Tyreek Hill. I mean London, obviously, in this case. God, fucking Patriots got Jordan Love. Damn it. Son of a fucking... look at all these good players going away. And the Patriots, or the Voyagers getting fucking none of them. It's going to be another disappointing season. Anyways, I was looking at my phone, sorry. Trayvon Diggs on the Antlers. What team was he on? He was on a playoff team, for sure. Was he on the Black Knights? Oh, I'm on coaches. Dude. Oh yeah, we should probably like take a gander at the coaches next time. Wait, who got signed? The Seahawks. So on the Antlers, we have Trayvon Diggs, Mike Evans, and C.J. Stroud. C.J. Stroud, the Mike Evans. In a way, I don't even know if that's an improvement for Mike Evans this year. After the Elks pick, we are going to look at all the coaches because we got some noticeable coaching changes. So let me get ready. We'll check out the Elks as well. I thought I said Creed Humphrey. I was like, it's two of them? Jamal Dean. That's actually the first player that... Oh, Jamel Dean. That's actually the first player I don't know who the fuck that is. I'm gonna be real with all of y'all. So, Jamel Dean, Trey Hendrickson, and Amon-Ra St. Brown. So again, a weapon with no one to use them. Anyway, let's go to user teams. I own all these teams, so it's not really thing. Andy Reid's still the Chiefs quarterback, or coach. Tomlin's still there. Jim Harbaugh's still there. McCarthy's still there. Sean McVay's still there. Doug Peterson's still. Kyle Shanahan. Sean McDermott. Brian Callahan, was he the coach? I don't even know if he was the coach for the Aviators last year. I actually don't remember. Zach Taylor. Dan Quinn. Ron Rivera, coach of the year last year. Oh, no, he wasn't. Matt Eberflus was. Well, both of them are not there. Dan Quinn, though, the new coach for the Steamers. Nick Sirianni, still there. Todd Bowles. LaFleur. Harbaugh, the coach for the Condors now. Kevin O'Connell, the coach for the Bulls. McDaniel, Campbell. Oh, what? Oh, we got a cutscene. Oh, yeah, this is the Voyagers pick. Who'd they pick? Who'd they pick? Also, why is it another fucking war room? Who'd they pick? Who can I... Who the fuck is that? Oh, was that? Oh, wait! We'll go through the coaches, but oh, it's that fucking, why am I forgetting his goddamn... Malik Neighbors? Alright, okay, well, that is a good pick. Yeah, still coach there. Brian Dabble, still coach there. Raheem Morris, the coach for... No, Arthur Smith. They went with Raheem Morris for the Armadillos. D'Amico Ryan's still the coach for the Pioneers. Dan Rizzi, or something like that, who is a custom coach because their coach got fired. Matt Eberflus, no longer the coach for the Sentinels, even though he was coach of the year last year. Well, he sucked for the Bears this year in real life. So they went with good old, I think, Thomas Brown. Shane Steichen, the coach for the Colts still. Jeff Gannon, whatever the fuck his name is. Jeff Ulbrich, the coach for the Jets. Or I guess the Brooklyn Dreadnoughts now. Dave Canellis, Oilers coach. Redwoods coach is Antonio Pierce. Mike McDonald, or whatever the fuck his name is. Coach for Seahawks, replacing Pete Carroll. And then the former Voyagers coach. Oh, well, the Voyagers are up next, but the Lumberjacks now have Peter Gaffney, the legend, no longer the Voyagers coach. Instead, we have Gerard Mayo. Anyways, Malik Neighbors on the Voyagers. Like a good neighbor, their State Farm is always there. Or like a good neighbor, Malik is always there. Oh yeah, we gotta look at the teams. But Will Anderson Jr. He was Defensive Rookie of the Year last year. Now he's going to be a part of the Brooklyn Dreadnoughts. And then Zay Flowers going to Tokyo. Was he? Was he on Tokyo last year? I don't know. All right, let's look at... So what is it? Patriots, Jets, Giants. So for the Voyagers, Malik Neighbors, Christian Gonzalez, and Jordan Love. I don't love the quarterback. But I can deal with Christian Gonzalez and Malik Neighbors. That's actually not terrible. The Jets, a.k.a. the Brooklyn Dreadnoughts. They got Will Anderson Jr., Roquan Smith, and Baker Mayfield. So they got they got to use the weapons, but no weapons to give them. And then you got Tokyo, the Giants. They got Zay Flowers, AJ Terrell Jr., and Max Crosby. So again, no quarterback. Up next, the Redwoods. I was going to say, are they going to fucking pick? Rashawn Slater. Redwoods? I don't think they've looked... I mean, well, hold on. Let me... Let's see, Rashawn Slater, Devontae Adams, and Jair Alexander. Nothing to really write home about. I mean, other than Jair Alexander. Not really looking impressive for the Redwoods, I'm not going to lie. Alright, well, only, like, what, 9 more picks before we're finally getting off, and then we're just letting the stream take its course. Let me, can I change? I want to edit the stream info so that way, like, it's no commentary. So that way, like, I don't get fucked over somehow. Xavier McKinney. Strong safety. So, for the Armadillos, let's looky here. Xavier McKinney, Denzel Ward, and TJ Watt. Really defensive focused. Yeah, Armadillos last year definitely was a case of, you know, Sam Howell, not the best quarterback, but, you know, the weapons that he got, he had, what, Nico Collins, Jalen Waddle, like, who's his running back? I don't even remember who the running back was. Anyways, the Lumberjacks, with their pick, Antoine Winfield Jr. So, Broncos. So, the Lumberjacks so far have Antoine Winfield Jr., Jalen Johnson, and Tua Tagovailoa. Canton Tigers coming up to pick. Hall of Fame team. Well, their city is where the Football Hall of Fame is. I also imagine like what stadiums they would actually play at if they actually played the fields, because I know they would probably play at the Hall of Fame stadium, but they would need to do some hard renovations to it because it doesn't look like it occupies that much. Oh my goodness. Canton Tigers pick up Bryce Young as their quarterback. The Monarch, or not the Monarchs, the Mounties quarterback from last year. So they have Bryce Young, Josh Hines, Josh Hines Allen, the fake Josh Allen, and Derek Stingley Jr. I don't know how I feel about Canton. I don't know how I feel about that. I guess we really don't have to look at these. We don't have to look at least the Dolphins or the Steelers for these next picks in this round. Round 3 almost done. And so are we. But the draft will continue on. Kenny Moore II. Yeah, you know what? You fucking got me. I don't know who that is. All right, Memphis Blues. Give me your last 2 picks. Ones I'm gonna see. Well, technically, I'll probably have it on in the background, but like I'm not gonna be commentating over it. Oh, God damn it! Son of a fucking cock. Christian Darrisaw. Ugh. Yeah, I'm getting tired right now, so. This shit will have to pick the fuck up. And Memphis Blues, who you got? Finish strong for me. Jared Verse. The Aaron Donald replacement. Not bad. Not bad. He was actually Defensive Rookie of the Year this past year, was he? I believe. Yeah. Yeah, he had to have been. Yeah. Well, anyways. Look at the Steelers. They got Jared Verse, Christian Darrisaw, Dak Prescott, and Marlon Humphrey. A classic case of, again, Dak Prescott going on a team with very few weapons. Other than, like, one. But it's not looking good. It's not looking good. Let's look at the Bulls. Let's look at the future Bulls. George Kittle, Tariq Woolen, and Lamar Jackson. Crazy fucking 1-2 combo they have there. We'll look at the Oilers, then the Orbits. Or well, we'll look at the
the Wizards. Once they make their pick here. Geno Smith going to the San Juan Wizards. So that leaves Geno Smith, Kenny Moore, Fred Warner, and Geno Smith to A.J. Brown. Amazing. Let's go to the Oilers. So the Oilers have Devin Witherspoon, Nico Collins, and Joe Burrow. Who the fuck did, Oh, the Orbits. Okay. Hopefully we'll probably get there in time. So, the Bucks. In this case. Yep, they got Cooper Kupp, Alex Highsmith, and Josh Allen. Oh. Alright, Canton, who you got? George Karlaftis, excellent pickup. Excellent pickup right there. Let's go Browns. So they have George Karlaftis, Bryce Young, Josh, the fake Josh Allen, and Derek Stingley Jr. So defensively, looking great. Offensively, now let me tell you someone who's doing offensively fan-fucking-tastic, and that's the Huskies. Saquon Barkley, Garrett Wilson, and Patrick Mahomes. Actually insane. There might be no one that can stop that team. Also, I like how Derrick Henry has still not been picked up. No other running back has been picked up. That's funny. I guess I guess this game favors protection over actual, like, you know, an actual offense, but defense wins championships, right? Alright, and the final pick for me commentating, at least for now, right guard Chris Lindstrom. Alright, I'm going to call it right there. The stream's going to go on still, but as far as me commentating for the rest of the draft, I will be off. I do apologize for the screen dimming if that's going to be an issue for you, or like your little annoying controller died thing. I'm sorry. But YouTube, you might get this. You might get it stopped right here, if we're being honest. But if not, I'm sorry for the dim too. And yeah, I'm probably gonna wake up tomorrow. This shit's still gonna be going on, and it's still gonna be like a little. I say a little, like still a long ways away from finishing. So can't wait. Can't wait for this to not even be halfway done when I wake up. Alright, I'm out, guys.